Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Aries. Today the sun is in Cancer, giving the light to the moon in Aries. So you are able to look deep within. What is it that you have the desire to evolve yourself out and create a deep healing? The yoga position for Cancer is Ashwasanchalanasana, high lounge. And the yoga position for you is meditation, Padmasana, the lotus flower. You have the power to see deep within you the four elements and learn now to hold love, to bring love successfully out into the world. Ruled by the moon, ruled by Mars, fourth house of family and friends, and here the first house of self, right? Ruled by Mars, the warrior. Your court card is the Queen of Wands. If your birthday is between March 12th and April 9th, then this is your court card. And you can see she's holding the wand very strong, very clearly, and here in her left hand she is holding the sunflower. If your birthday is between March 12th and April 9th, then this is your court card. She is the Queen of Wands and she's holding the wand, she's holding the sunflower, and the cat is looking actually into the left spinning path, which is the soul, right? Everything left, soul, everything to the right, human. And so today you get a right spinning reading, which is connected with the spin of the earth to the right every 24 hours. And then always on your full moon you get a left spinning reading, which I have then all 22 major arcanas lying here. And I am reading that from right to left, which is the wobble the earth does around its own axis in 25,800 years, which we divide through the 12 zodiac signs, and we get an age of 2,150 years. Currently we go from the age of Pisces, which now of course you are in Pisces, you are deep down in your feet. And we're going from Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius are the calves, is the sky. We're going slowly up, right? Up into the sky, out of the water, the deep waters. Now last time you had Gemini Sun, Aries Moon, giving the light. You are enjoying your independence by creating new ideas and revenue. So you had the Ace of Wands, you had here the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, but reversed. And so altogether you had then 10 Pentacles. So then I have one more card, the Lifruma Healing Oracle. I'm going to pull the card here because it's going to be an overall energy. Usually I have this deck on the Last Judgment. And we see what this deck is wanting to tell you. Oule, owl, senses, the number 68. I'm going to hold it into the camera. You can stop the video and you can read it yourself. I'm going to read it to you, just that you have time to actually take these words in. They're very beautiful the way it's explained. Omen of astral shadow boxing, shape-shifting, night ruler, owl heralds prophecy from beyond this place, so wake up. Pause, be totally still, move not a muscle, and tune into the rustlings of the night. And this is what we do when we meditate. We don't move. We are sitting completely still so we can recognize every little thought, every little idea, every little prophecy that is wanting to come from beyond this place. Adjust your perception and see, hear, smell, taste, reach, and feel with your inner owl wisdom what's there behind the hood. Six, back to Gemini. You're enjoying your independence by creating new ideas and revenues. So the ideas come out of that deep, dark center, that looking deep within. That's where an idea is formed, like a seed, and grows into the light. And the 8, the infinite, the strength. Here the self-love with the 6, that self-love that you say, I am loving myself, I am ready then to be infinitely potential. Calculated together, we get a 14, which is temperance, which is Sagittarius. So here in a way there is Gemini and the strength, Leo, to be the owl itself, so you can recognize the message that is coming to you. The 14, the 1 and the 4, the magician, that is giving your 4, the 4 elements, the strength to be empowered to be an emperor. And then left a 5, the 5 senses, the 5 elements that are testing us here in this dimension again and again and again. Good, so we begin on the position of the Fool. You get this foolish idea to hang yourself upside down. Here in the Visconti Sforza Tarot, you see how he is able to recognize a whole new state of consciousness by being in a reversed position. And it's almost like when he lets himself fall, he's hanging upside down. The Hanged Man, the number 12, the 1 and the 2, the Magician and the High Priestess, the magic and the intuition that is giving you the power to say, I'm gonna let myself fall. Calculated together, we have a 3. And the 3 is then the Empress. The Empress that gives birth to a new state of consciousness. On the position of the Magician comes Pachamama. Pachamama is looking at him. It's like, okay, so here you are. And it's the number 44 and a 0. This would be a 3 and a 0, right? Because we have the 0 up here. And then, of course, the 12 could be 120 or 30. And the Magician is literally saying, well, yes, with the 1 and the 4, we have 14, which then became here out of the 68, calculated together the 14, the Temperance. And Temperance is that moment where we recognize when we are in the balanced look, the outlook of the 2 eyes, that look that goes deep within and sees through the 3rd eye, that Pachamama is the evolution of the earth through the Magician here. Then the 14, again a 5. You see here the 5 is talking to you because you have a 5-5 portal framing the 3. Magic that we need here in Pachamama. Pachamama is Earth's name, and she's looking at this state of consciousness very clearly, and she's like, I recognize that this is a state only someone who wants to really learn everything about what a soul does or where the soul comes from is understanding this state of consciousness, and is also looking, and you are looking. Right? In your magic, you're looking into the soul, not into the human path. And so the 5 is letting you know all 5 senses are here to challenge you, always. Right? Because those are the 5 senses that are like windows to the outer world, but also windows to the inner. On the position of the High Priestess comes the Queen of Swords, and she's the Queen of the Thrones of Air. She's the 7th zodiac sign, and you see how she's holding a head here in her right arm, and in her left she is having her sword. She is cunning and cutting off the ego. And your intuition is telling you, well, yeah, I gotta let go of the ego, because the 7 and the 2 creates a 9. And the 7 here comes through Cancer. Cancer is the number 7, is that higher consciousness that sees that I gotta let go of my ego. And your intuition has nothing to do with the ego. Your intuition is with your guts, it's with your heart. And you just know. So here you are called to let go of something, right, in your head. Very clearly, because the swords are the mental attributes, right? This kind of like overthinking. On the position of the Empress comes the Last Judgment, the wake-up call, the call that says, well, there is a new age happening, and that's why you gotta let go of the old. And the 3 and the 2 is a 5, so we have again here, then with these 2, right, the 5. Know that you want to learn everything there is to learn, because we have a 5 here as well, and you want to learn the spiritual world. You want to hear the prophecy that is calling you to act, to awaken, right? So we have a triangle that's pointing down, and usually there's this triangle pointing up. And the Empress gives birth to this new state of consciousness. The 3 and the 2 is a 5. And so you have a 5-5-5 portal. Very clearly, the 5 senses are letting you know things are awakening. Things are important through the 5 senses. Then on the position of your card, the Emperor, comes Leo, the Strength. And Leo, in the next month, you get the reading of Leo. The Sun then is in Leo. And you see that you're getting a powerful push through this lion, through passion, through taking action. The 8 is that infinite spiral. And through that infinite spiral, you are awakening to become a leader. A real leader that knows how to unite the wild and the gentle. Because that's what also here is happening, the 1 and the 2, right? The magician, the inspiration and the intuition. The inspiration wants to act out. The intuition comes from deep within. And so there is a masculine and a feminine energy coming together, right? And then, of course, with the 5 of the magician and Pachamama, you have then again the understanding that the 5 elements are here to be lived, to be witnessed. You give birth here, right, to the 5 through the new awakening that you are witnessing. And that's why you are learning to combine, because temperance is that moment you awaken deep within the consciousness. And so the 8 and the 4 is a 12. All 12 zodiac signs can learn that. If you want to rule, then you gotta learn everything about the 12 zodiac signs, because you are gonna rule all different types of people. And recognize that each of them has a gentle, a soft side, and a wild side. And when we're united, then we can come into the infinite symbol that is here above this circle. Yeah? So the 3 is left. and then a 3 to this. Right? So the 12, 12 and 3, 3 is speaking. 3 is the power. 3 is to know I am strong. I can do this. Then comes on the position of the Queen of Wands, which is in the center of the reading, comes the Hermit. So we go from 8 to 9. And you see that he holds the wand and you holding a wand too. And Leo has a wand as well. So if I put you here, right, you can recognize that now it's important for you to know deep within the completion, the unity, because you have in the lantern the beautiful star, the 6-pointed star, the hexagram, the triangle that's pointing down, the triangle that's pointing up, because you are, through the Queen, a water energy that is influencing you, but your element is fire, so the Queen is water and fire. So here comes a Virgo that is inspiring you to hold the lantern, to hold the light, to become the light. And you are recognizing that the sunflower in your hand is the light that you're holding here right in front of your solar plexus. Everything in these cards is placed in such a way that we recognize that it's a message. And here we see the 3rd chakra with the sunflower. Empower yourself from deep within, from knowing that you are complete, right? From knowing that you have had here with the 2 and the 7 already a 9. Your intuition is telling you to cut off the ego, and that's what the Hermit does. Then comes on the position of the Chariot of Cancer, the Ace of Wands. So Cancer is bringing you the Holy Grail, the water, and it's water and water. It's healing. It's the deepest healing you can achieve. And here we also have the Ace of Wands that's coming, and it's almost saying Cancer is like, well, I'm offering you now the action, taking action, the wand that is here, taking action, that you know how to handle the wand when you incorporate also the cup, right? The Holy Grail, that love, that you dive deep in the ocean, the deep ocean of the Hanged Man, that love that you are getting by seeing that here the High Priestess is emotional connection to the moon as well, and still you letting go of the ego. This sometimes creates ego, just that you know. So the Ace of Wands is coming and it's saying, yes, use your action, use your wand, use what makes you you, but also recognize the other elements. Recognize that there is a synchronicity that is working on you, and the more you're working on it, the more you recognize the teachings. Then on the position of the moon comes here the vanishing mirror, the ego's sublimation. And so the 18 becomes the 9, right? So we have here these two opposites, and the moon is looking at the Hermit and the Hermit is looking at the moon. But if we go to the right, then it's like this, right? The Hermit is first and then comes the moon. So they don't even see each other, but still it's like they're opposite of each other, right? So that's why they're back to back. But on the soul path, which goes left, they see each other, right? So you see what these cards sometimes do, right? Why is someone facing right? Why is someone facing left? Is because of the left or the right spinning path. And so the ego sublimation is here on the position of the High Priestess. Here comes, you did cut off. Intuitive, you know, you have to cut off this I am the emperor, I am self, right? I'm taking action, no matter what, I'm taking action. No, you gotta really recognize now the 58 becomes a 13, right? The 5 senses and the 8, that infinite with this 8, and the 1 with the magician, knowing that you have to evolve out of this infinite spiral of the moon around the earth. And it will affect us all the time with the 12 zodiac signs, always, right? So that's why we need this state of consciousness. And then with the 9, it becomes just like, yeah, I understand that deep within me I am complete. But here you have with the 58 then a 13, which is Scorpio, death, letting go, releasing. And of course then calculated together a 4. That's what you gotta do. You gotta let go of your ego. You have a big ego, which is okay. You can use it, but don't abuse it. Never. And so, yes, intuitive, you know, I gotta cut off my ego, and a Libra is gonna help you with that, right? And you have also a Leo that's gonna help you to see the strength in that, and you have a Virgo that's gonna help you to see the light for this ego sublimation. Then on the position of the Sun comes here this beautiful hand, and we have the 23 here, the storm, and it's the 5 senses that bring us the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And that's why you have here a 5, right? You have here the 5. And notice that Cancer, which is the 7, is giving you the one want. That's what you always want, to use that. And then it becomes an 8. And the 8 is saying, well, recognize here what is happening. And so on the position of the Sun, right? Now here, the Sun, which is the 19, the 1, the magic in the completion, which then creates the next 1, the 10, comes the 1 of Cancer in the Sun. And so the 1 and the 23, the 2, the High Priestess, and the 3, the Empress, is creating a 5 with the 1, a 6 here, right? But again, you see that the 5 is speaking strongly to you. The 5 senses are giving you almost like a hand to recognize that everything here in this dimension has 5 elements. And the 6th element is, of course, then that knowledge that deep within I know that I am spirit. I am having a third eye. And so the 19 becomes a 10, right? And the 23 becomes a 5. So you have a 15, and 15 is Capricorn, the social status, that climbing. And sometimes we want to climb and we want to go up, but we need to also recognize that the 5 elements will challenge us. And you see it here. It's like they're all here. Very interesting, right? So that's the 6, the self-love. And last time you had Gemini, which is the 6, right? The 6 is use that self-love. You're enjoying your independence by creating new ideas and revenue. So use that and recognize that you are now here creating with the Sun a 6. And things, when you let go of that ego, right, that 13, the 4, that, yeah, look at me, I'm so empowered and I'm so important, always remember that you want to bring yourself down. That's why you got with the 4, which is connected with you, right? And then, of course, the one with the Magician, you have to recognize always that the magic comes by realizing the soul is with you, right? And don't go against the soul. Don't go against the soul. The soul is giving you the best information that you can get. Because then, on the position of the world, comes the Hanged Man again. And look at that. Then, it's almost like you can fall off, right? Then you can see that here, two Hanged Mans are coming together. One looks like this and the other one looks like that. Then you are awakening to a new consciousness, to a 3-3 portal. Then there you have a 3. And you have 4 times the 3, right? And so see that you recognize letting go, cutting off, right? Letting go. And noticing that when you let go, then this is really dissolving. Then you don't need to look in the mirror anymore. Then you're shifting the world into a new consciousness. And by letting yourself hang upside down, you're rising out. You're rising up into a higher consciousness. That's what the world is challenging you. The world, which is then, of course, the 21, which is always the High Priestess and the Magician. And then the Empress. Those 3 players, right, are state of consciousness. And if you understand them, then you can easily let yourself hang upside down twice. And you're looking over at her and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this again in the future. Right? And she is looking over to these clouds. She's like, yes, I am understanding the 5. I'm understanding it truly and clearly through this reading. And so that's the message from your owl, right? So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the Earth is turning in such a way that we see behind the Sun now the constellation of Leo, and Leo has come up. And Leo has spoken on the position of the Emperor. See the infinite. See that when you calculate this together, it's the 12. All 12 zodiac signs finding the strength with that wild and that really intuitive side, right? This is the wand. And this is, in a way, the cup. And you are having both as the Queen of Wands, right? And you are having then already even here the Hermit, which is then in the next reading, the message. It's coming, right? It's there. So until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.